Hi, my name is Jen Delaney, and I'm a licensed professional counselor doing teletherapy at this time, and I'm certified in Brainspotting. One of the things I really appreciate about Brainspotting is its anti-oppression model, and in some ways it has a overlap with A Course in Miracles, which is something that I studied for a long time. And you may be watching this because you're a Brainspotting practitioner or a student of the Course in Miracles. So either way, I think that you'll benefit. So this is a rather long quote, but important quote, and I asked David Grand if I could share it, and he said that it was okay. So here it goes. I have realized during the course of this year that I have encountered and struggled with oppression in the mental health field since attending graduate school. So much of what we are inculcated to do is figure out what is expected from us and then complying on licensing exams with insurance companies and evidence-based practice. The certainty that is embedded implicitly and explicitly in models of psychotherapy is also a subtle form of oppression. The neocortical history taking leading to diagnosis, leading to treatment planning, ignores the deeper truths about the client and in itself constitutes a form of oppression. The moment I discovered Brainspotting with the skater was a moment of liberation for me. Her system told me, to my surprise, where it is and what it is. From that moment, I was able to build my own model or models as free of oppression as possible, a liberation model. This is defined by the neurobiology of 1 to 4 quadrillion synaptic connections, which infinitely define themselves as unknowable. Our clients have survived by reflexively contracting into survival and compliance mode, and our attunement frame provides them with a space of their own where they are free of threat, oppression, and control. They become the head of the comet, and we become the tail following them wherever they systemically wander. This supported self-healing and expansion is the essence of healing liberation. The liberation anti-oppression model of Brainspotting naturally flows into anti-racism and social justice for historically and presently marginalized and persecuted populations. Liberation flies in the face of perpetration, whether it is of a vulnerable child or any vulnerable population of peoples. And embracing and celebrating diversity is the quintessence of expansion. I just love that. You know, the Western model, and inevitably with the scientific process, we love the scientific process, but with psychology and, until we fully understand the brain, how can we have an evidence-based model? There's always going to be some subjectivity. So to try and narrow everything down in order to create this evidence-based proof can often be at the detriment ethically of our clients. So, it's just the Western is very much let's tell someone what to do, and not let's be the midwife. Instead of being the guru or the expert, we become the midwife that honors the process. I mean, what if a midwife told a woman how to have a baby? She'd be with a hospital and a doctor. So, that's why I became a counselor. I really wanted to do the wellness-based philosophy, as opposed to what most psychiatrists and psychologists are taught, a very Western medical-based. So, diagnosis can be really helpful, for sure. If we diagnose ourselves even with complex trauma that doesn't require medication necessarily, we have more understanding of ourselves. We can advocate for ourselves. So diagnosis has a place, but to label and become our diagnosis, really doesn't do justice to our full wholeness as a human being. So the overlap with the Course is that, of course, the Course in Miracles also speaks to not being a guru or an expert. Everyone is a teacher and a student of the Course. And I found this wonderful paragraph that I wanted to read to you. It's from Psychotherapy, Purpose, Process, and Practice. that's put out by the Foundation for Inner Peace, which is the foundation that promotes A Course in Miracles. So this paragraph says, first, the professional therapist is in an excellent position to demonstrate that there is no order of difficulty in healing. For this, however, she needs special training because the curriculum by which she became a therapist probably taught her little or nothing about the real principles of healing. In fact, it probably taught her how to make healing impossible. Most of the world's teaching follows a curriculum in judgment, with the aim of making the therapist a judge. So anyway, I just thought those two paragraphs kind of overlapped with themselves. And, another piece of this is that Dr. David Grand talks about disorders as phenomenon. We don't realize that if we're doing therapy with a therapist, we are at the front edge of evolution in trying to make a change in human consciousness. It's not just in the mind, of course, but it is also in the body, neuroscientifically. But there's so much creativity. And like the immune system that seeks out the anomalies in order, to try and heal, that's what the brain's trying to do. But we keep getting in the way of our brain. So if we can get out of the way and allow the brain to find the balance in this very short intermediate time of peace, at least we're not being bombed in America. So right now we're having a great opportunity to move humans forward. We're not dealing with survival issues like we were in the Great Depression, coming out of World War II, and of course coming out of the Vietnam War, but still it wasn't happening here. So our bodies have been over time allowed to be calm enough to begin to evolve, to allow our brains to evolve and begin to have some discretion. So anyway, we have this opportunity to be doing this wonderful creative work and try and find a therapist who's doing, Brainspotting or Hakomi or EMDR, a body talk. I mean, I find that Brainspotting is my favorite because of this liberation anti-oppression model. So seeing disorders as phenomenon, as human responses to what we experienced, is a better way of looking at it. All right, hopefully this has been helpful for you, especially, if you're a new brain spotter. So take good care. Serenity, freedom, and joy is where it is at. Subscribe to my channel, or if you like this video or like my videos, go ahead and like them as well. Thank you.